First of all, I would like to say that this video is not meant to be watched all the way through and remembered in one go. It is meant to be more of an encyclopedia kind of video, which can be referred to for the specific section if you have a question about certain things. Secondly, this video will be split into several sections, roughly ordered, so that as you go through the game from loading in to getting into a battle, to finishing that battle and how to research. Timestamps for each section will be in the description and comment section. Before we do anything, setting or knowing a few keybinds will be quite useful. So to get to keybinds, you go to the top left, into controls, and at the top you can see the different types of vehicles, and then common. Common has keybinds that will be used for everything. So we will start by looking for free look, which is under mouse look activation, and by default it should be set to C and decimal on the numpad. We will then look for set target for squad, so that if you are playing with friends and you want to highlight something, press this button, which is a button you will need to set, and it will give an accurate mark that only your squad mates can see. Next, ground vehicle for binoculars and rangefinder. Binoculars should be B by default, and rangefinder you will need to set. I set it to R. I don't think there is a clash by default. When you want to assign a button, you will need to click on the one you want to select, go to the bottom right and assign it, press the button. If you want to clear that, go to just the left of assign button and you can remove a binding. If you want to set a combination of keys to do a command control, then you can hold both whilst setting a control, and it will be Alt plus T, and it will show as Alt plus T. That means both need doing. If you want to set more than one option to turn on a mode, you can just go in and assign a button, and you just press another button and it will add a comma and then that button, and it will be done. You come to close this menu and it gives you a warning. Depending what this says, you can just ignore it. If you would like any more details about key bindings, Burak has done an excellent video going into depth about keybinds for ground vehicles, and I'll put a link to that in the description. Starting in the top left of the garage interface screen, you have options, controls and exit, get out of the game. Then battles, where you can see a few different types of battles that you might want to go through. Immunity for replays and leaderboards. Then moving along, if you are in a squadron of other people, that's displayed there. Clicking will give more details. Next to that is the player card, which will give more details about yourself, your own account. Click that. Skipping over the battle button, come back to that at the end of this section. You will then have silver lions, which you earn for playing the game. It can be spent on new vehicles, new modules, training crews. Then you get golden eagles, which are bought with real money and can be spent on getting modules without having to research them, and premium time and premium vehicles. Then you have convertible research points, which is like free XP, but it costs quite a lot of golden eagles to use, and I wouldn't recommend that. Then you have this icon for premium account. If you want to buy more premium time, that's where you would do it. Then the battle pass shop. Battle pass also shown on the right hand side. Both can be clicked. It's a set of challenges such as this, and daily challenges which will earn you rewards. Daily challenges are shown just underneath the button, and expanding it will show more details. Back up to the top you have a shop for buying more premium account, buying more silver lions, golden eagles, whatever, and also the marketplace where players sell in-game items. And the help question mark for help, encyclopedia, Reddit, wiki, links to support if you have any issues. Any current events and tournaments are displayed here. They only show if they're currently going on and can be collapsed so that you don't have to look at them if you don't want to do them. Moving down the right hand side, you have your inventory, which shows the top 4 items in Garage, and if you click on the bar at the top of it and bring up the whole screen, it shows boosters for getting extra rewards in battle without having to do anything, wages, where you need to fulfill a stage each battle and it will take multiple battles to get those full rewards, orders, which you do a task in one battle and it will give you a reward for that, backups, which you can activate onto vehicles and that will allow you to spawn more than once, and coupons for any items such as planes or decals, which you can get from events or from the marketplace, and here you would activate them by clicking consume. And going to the bottom of the screen, you have various things for messaging other people, inviting other people to play in squads, seeing any messages that tell you you've done something, such as resupplied a weapon, used a booster, won a battle, trained a crew. Moving left, you get presets. So if you want to have several lineups of vehicles, which are completely different, you can set presets. So clicking between them will just change which vehicles you are going to go into battle with. Creating a preset, very simple. Go to the right where it says presets, click, and you can just add, rename, delete. Can't delete the one you've currently selected. And then when you're done, you click apply. And looking at the vehicles, and if you want to change any of the vehicles in these slots, click the 2 arrows at the bottom. I'll bring up a list, set the filter to the correct ones, and you will now be able to see vehicles that can go in. Vehicles that do not have a number bottom do not require retraining, because the crews already know how to work those vehicles. So if I want to just slot in the Achilles, that's simple. If I want to change that back out, just change it again. The crews, once they have been trained on a vehicle once, will never forget how to use that vehicle, so it can be put back into that slot with no charge. And then at the top, you have the different nations, clicking them switches between. And on the left, research to bring up the whole tree, so you can see every vehicle in that tree. Then up near the top left, you have a little bar. Expand this and you get more details about each vehicle. Here you can look at armor and you can see each section. You can also see X-ray to see what's inside the tank, so you can see where the ammo is stored, where the crews are, how they're having a nice lie down. And if you go to the armor again, you can have protection analysis, where you can use the box on the left to choose any vehicle in the game to fire a weapon at and see what would happen if that weapon was fired. Coming back to the top middle section, you have the to battle button, which you click to go into a battle, and also the mode settings. Clicking this will show you different modes that you might want to play. You can also select which server you want to play on in the bottom left by clicking this. To see how to put decorations and decals and various other things onto your vehicles, click the vehicle, left or right click, go to Customization, then on the right, and choose to put on bushes, hats if you have them, shields, various items. So let's put on, and then you click what you want to put on, and it will show where you can put it. Holding Alt will allow you to rotate with the mouse wheel. And for decals, go to them and choose, I want to put a kangaroo emblem on. I want it smaller, so I'll hold left shift and mouse wheel. I want it rotated and click to place. Delete. And little square. Are you sure? Yes. If a vehicle has multiple camouflage schemes and you have a decal on, you will need to link camouflage decor layout. Otherwise, those decorations you applied will not show up if you are using the other camouflage. And clicking to battle puts you in a queue. And I have been put into a game on Stalingrad, so I can see a map and a quick recap of what I need to do. Next screen is the spawn screen. Here I can see the enemy spawn is a red flag on the left hand side in D3. My spawn is a blue flag on C8. That is where I will be spawning. I can also see cap points in the middle, A, B and C. They are a diamond with a letter in. Sometimes you get 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. You can choose which vehicle you want to spawn in by clicking. You also want to check your ammo. Do not want to take too much ammo, as this will leave you liable to exploding on the first time you get hit. I'm going to reduce the ammo loadout by either clicking and dragging or using the plus and minus button. I'm then going to click to battle to spawn. It will put me in. Holding C will help when looking around, because you can keep your turret pointed at where the enemy will come from. For the battle interface, at the top you have the ticket bars, which show your team's tickets, the enemy team's tickets, and which team holds the cap zones. When these bars get down to the middle and disappear, that team has lost. In the bottom right you have the map, where you can see the cap points, the spawns, your teammates. Enemies show up a different colour, and you yourself are an arrow showing the direction of your hull. Along the bottom you have different ammo types, different consumables such as fire extinguisher and crew replenishment, which allows you to replace a dead crew member. Fire extinguisher can put out a fire. A tow hook or winch can be used to connect to allies, that they can pull you along or pull you out of situations where you get stuck. In the bottom left you have the vehicle status indicator, which shows various things such as your speed, how many crew members you have, whether your tracks, your turret, your gun or your engine are currently working. If these get damaged, they don't work as well. If the gun gets damaged, it will not work at all and will need to be repaired. When you have a damaged module, you are prompted to repair it, so you press the hold down button and you start the repair. When an icon like this shows, it means your gunner is dead and they need to be replaced. A similar one also shows for the driver. To use the binoculars, press B, go into them. This allows you to rotate the camera very quickly and gives you a zoomed in view, so it is more zoomed in than on a third person camera. And it also gives you an elevated view, so you can put the vehicle behind a wall or a cover, like a piece of hill, and look over. Without exposing yourself, you can see any threats that may be in the next bush line or in the distance. To use the gun sight, you enter sniper mode by pressing Shift. This gives you a view with a horizontal and a vertical line. This horizontal line has numbers which are different for each vehicle and can be largely ignored. It is only for when a vehicle is travelling along your view that this is used. Most players just guess how much lead to give. These vertical numbers, however, are very useful as they denote distance. Each one is in hundreds of meters, so the 4 is 400, the 8 is 800, so on. These wide marks show the 400s of meters, and these smaller marks in between show the 200s of meters. So not only is there a big scale to the left, there is also a smaller one on the center line. So I am aiming here, and I can see my center mark is aiming at the upper plate, my 200 mark is aiming at the lower plate, and I am hitting the lower plate. With time, you will get better at learning how much range to give. Finally, in the center is the white circle, which when you fire and reload, it turns red. As that fills up with green, you are reloading. Certain items on the map can be destroyed, such as trees can be knocked over with machine gun fire. However, not all of them. This one, for example, is not. You can shoot it with your main gun, which will knock over the bigger trees, or you can drive through them, like so. This will knock them over, and after a period of time, they will sink through the floor and not be seen again in that battle. There we go. Other items, such as certain buildings, and fences and such like, can be shot through, however, others cannot. There isn't a very good rule about what can and can't, you just need to experiment a bit. Other buildings can be destructible. For example, this one can be shot through, as you can see the dust cloud on the building behind so my shell has gone through that building without stopping. This means that if there was an enemy tank behind, I could shoot through and kill the enemy tank without exposing myself. Identifying which targets you can shoot at. In this screen I can see 2 targets that I need to shoot at. There is one in the back that is moving, and there is another one down here. This shape doesn't fit in with the rest of the shapes. There is also a tank down here that has already been destroyed, and it is giving off fire. Identifying which tanks are alive, which are dead, and which need killing is an important skill, but you can only learn it through time. Misidentifying targets is fine, everybody does it. Once the battle has finished, you will be sent back to the garage, where you can now research new vehicles. If you have completed a research, it will bring up a box to prompt you to do it. However, if you just want to look at what you were researching, you can open the research tree. As you can see, I'm currently working towards the car Me. I can boost that research by using some golden eagles to convert some EXP that I have. I'm not going to, as this is expensive. If I wanted to change what I was researching, I would hover over, so the Chi-Ha, I would hover over it and click research. I would now be researching this, and any research I earn in battle will go towards this vehicle. To research modules, you can do the same thing, except you need to click the vehicle and go to modifications, and this brings up subscreen, and here you can research. You can also purchase with golden eagles without having to research first. Coming to a different tech tree to look how to purchase vehicles, it's the same way. When you have researched it, it will show a price, and you click order. Do you want to order it? Yes, I do. Where do you want to put it? Well, I want to put it here. Choose that crew. And now I have it in my lineup ready to go. I can also find modifications through this side menu. I can also test flight, get a feel for it before I go into a battle against other people. For the battle rating, it is a number just underneath the name of each vehicle. This number is what the matchmaking will use to determine which vehicles you meet. The overall number, which will be the highest for your lineup. So the highest in this lineup is 80 on the Falcon and the Striker. So I am going to be put into ground realistic battles at 80. That means I can meet anything from 70 to 90. Each battle only has a 1-0 battle rating spread. So it can only be from 70 to 80, or from 80 to 90. For the crew skills system, to access it, you can either click on the bar on the left to display info and then click crew training, or you can click on the crew slot and go to crew. This will bring up this screen where you can see the various positions that are filled when in the tank, and also logistical services. This is repair speed, is how fast the free repairs is done. If you are paying for the repairs, this is pointless. If you want to get a free repair, however, this is worth it. However, the top value is still nearly 6 days to repair this vehicle. The repair rank is also how fast something can be repaired. Qualification is basically a base increase on the other skills, but you have to spend Silver Lions and then Golden Eagles. For the 5 positions, driver, gunner, commander, loader and radio operator, they get keen vision, field repair, agility and vitality. All of them get those. For realistic, field repair, agility and vitality are useful, but before you get those, I would recommend you get gunner targeting. This means that they can turn the gun faster. Rangefinding is also somewhat helpful, but not particularly. I would get it as one of the last skills. For the driver, tank driving is a useful skill to increase. For the commander, leadership is a useful one. And for the loader, weapon reloading. After you've got reloading, leadership, targeting and driving, then I would start putting points into field repair, agility and vitality. However, this is the way I do it, other people do it a different way. To increase a skill, I'm going to go to driver because I want to increase this crew member's driving, and I can either click on the highlighted grey bit, or I can click the plus and the minus on the end. I want to put 2 bits in there, and I can see the cost of a new level is 205 XP points, and at the top I can see how many XP points I have. These are shared across all crew members and are earned by playing battles and earning the research. At the bottom I'm going to click apply, and that's it. In this final section, I'll give some general tips about how to become a better player. First of all, don't rush it. Enjoy not knowing what's going on. Enjoy being surrounded by explosions and madness. It is fun. Don't rush to top tier. Every BR range can be fun. You just need to take your time. If you want to get to top tier, you'll get there. Don't rush. Everything can be fun on the way. Pay attention to the kill cam. So when you are killed, pay attention to where you got shot and where they shot you from. This will teach you positions that they sit in to get those shots. It will also teach you where your weak spots are, because that's where they penetrated you. Pay attention to the surfaces that things penetrate. So not only which bit of the tank it is, but also how angled it is. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please ask in the comments. Most importantly, it's a game. Just enjoy it. There is no need to get mad.